Welcome back to LTWS Backstage Chronicles. I'm your host, Jessica Perry, and today we're shining a spotlight on the future of theater, our students and educators. In this bonus episode, we'll explore our fall youth production, Murder on the 518, and take a look at the exciting lineup of fall classes that help nurture creativity and confidence in our community. Joining me are two of our wonderful fall class educators, Britt, Cannino and Robyn, Shapllo. Did I pronounce that right?
Yes, you did.
Yay! Along with youth actor Eden Bailey and her theater parent, theater mom, Shelly Bailey. We'll hear about their experiences, the joys of learning and performing, and how these programs help shape not just young artists, but also young people. And if you're enjoying this podcast, don't forget to subscribe, leave us a review, and share it with your fellow theater fans. Now let's get started. So welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today and taking the time to share with us about theater. Did I miss something?
It's just my face.
Oh.
Sorry. You're welcome. Hi. You're welcome.
Lovely face.
Sorry.
I used to get, okay, I'm going to give a side story. We haven't even started. I'm already going to give you a side story. It reminded me of when I was a learning actor. And I used to do things you probably shouldn't do when you're rehearsing. I would just make faces at my partner until it tried to make them break, until I got yelled at by my theater teacher. And then I'd do it again. But
she still does that today.
Face. I was just like, sorry. Sorry, go ahead. I won't break.
I just like my teeth a lot. So there you go.
You do have beautiful teeth.
Oh, this is
getting weird, guys. Let's move on. So I just want to do a roundabout and go ahead and have everybody introduce themselves. To my left is Shelly Bailey, one of our resident theater parents.
Hello, it's great to be here. I have been a theater parent now since Eden was 6, and she's about to turn 13. So
Woo.
I've got a few years.
And next to her is Eden.
Hi, I've been doing theater, like she said, since I was 6, with little theaters since then.
Yay! And then followed closely by Robyn Shapllo.
Hello. It's been a year now, but I like to still say that I'm still relatively new to the Winston area. I have a background in theater and education. I'm joining the education program for the first time and looking forward to working with our youngest students in kindergarten through 4th grade.
And last but not least,
hello.
Britt Cannino.
My name's Britt Cannino, and I have been very privileged and grateful to be involved in the education program with Little Theater for a while now, teaching a lot of improv and also adult acting as well. But here to talk mostly about improv, I believe. Yay.
So we're going to take a minute and we'll talk about like what people can expect or what we're excited about for this fall. I do want to talk about how we do have a smaller class lineup this year, and it's smaller for a reason. In our last episode, we talked about how we made this big announcement that we are getting our own building for the very first time so that we can expand our education program. But, with the move and timing and everything, we kind of had to kind of condense our fall classes this year as we get ready to expand our classes. So we're all really, really excited about that. We're excited about the different opportunities and the different types of classes and things that we'll be able to provide moving forward. So who would like to get started? Bueller?
Calm down, everyone.
Bueller?
Everyone calm down. I can start.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. As I said, I've been teaching for Little Theater for a long time, and I started with improv, and I've peppered in some adult acting classes, but honestly, my main passion and my main trajectory and consistent trajectory has been improv for Little Theater. So,
why don't you explain what's so valuable about improv particularly?
For sure. So improv, of course, is valuable for actors and anybody that's involved in the theater, whether it's on or off stage. But improv is also very valuable for just human existence.
Yeah.
I can say that from my own offstage existence. Like, it's been so valuable, and sometimes I don't even realize it's valuable until I'm like, why didn't I have a panic attack? Oh, hello, improv. Like, how did I figure that out? Oh, okay. So it has a lot of uses, and throughout the 7-ish years that I've been able to do this, I've been able to glean a lot from my students on why they're taking the class. And more times than not, they're not actually taking it for the sake of being an actor or performance. They're taking it for sometimes public speaking and like holding meetings at their jobs if they have some kind of leadership position. Most of the time it is, I want to feel more confident. I want to get out of my comfort zone. It's always something that has interested me, and I just want to do something different at this point in my life. And so I think that there's a far more, maybe a deeper connection to improv that way. I have loved seeing them come into my class. This sounds weird. I don't love when they come into my class, with like their spines are hunched over and they're scared and everything, but they're timid, it's new. It's a scary thing to try. But I love over 6 weeks watching them. They become like their little kid selves. They get to play and they get to release creativity that they don't get to use in normal life, unfortunately.
See, that's what I love, because adulthood sucks.
Yes, yeah.
It sucks. I think we would all go back to being kids if we could.
And if I would like to jump in there just for a second because of what you said, Britt, about bringing out their child selves, being as how the majority of my experiences with kindergarten through third graders, it is so inherent in them. They're always playing pretend. They're always doing voices. They're always, and a lot of adults lose that. So seeing it, from the opposite perspective, I just love being able to take that and kind of, grow that more in them. So I really liked that.
Yeah, no,
you mentioned that.
it's so important. I talk to them all about how adulthood, unfortunately, because you've got jobs and kids or whatever it is, that kind of you're just tired and it asks you to take your brain and focus on other things, right, that are more pressing. And we forget that using our imaginations and playing is so good for you. Oh, it's so good for you. And they all become friends too. I can't tell you, there are group text threads that I still have and I'm a part of students that were in my class like 3 years ago. They still keep in touch with each other, and so that's also really cool.
Also to the kind of bond that they create while they're taking this class.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Like, when you were a kid and you go play on the park and you meet a kid, you made your best friend that day. Like, it's the same thing. You're going to an improv class, and it's an area to play. Like, improv in particular, it's permission to just play. Be silly. Other acting classes, they're wonderful to help advance technique and things like that if you want to be a serious actor. And improv can improve your acting ability for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But it's also, improv can be for anyone.
Yeah.
You don't have to even want to be an actor. If you just want to find your inner child again, I would totally take an improv class. I tell people all the time, take an improv class. Like, you bad at speaking, take an improv class. Afraid of getting out there and talking to people, meeting friends, take an improv class.
Yeah. I just like seeing when they realize and they actually see, they say at the very beginning, oh, I'm not really creative and I'm not, this and this. And I look and immediately I'm like, I'm already mad at you because yes, you are. And you're going to see in a couple of weeks, you're going to see that. And you're creative. You're a creative human being.
Honestly,
you've lived a life and you've survived it.
I say
that's great.
So far.
I say that theater has saved my life. I say that often because I took an improv class in theater, but I still it sits with me to this moment. I was a freshman in high school, and you know me, so you might not believe it.
Yes.
But in ninth grade high school, Jessica was the shyest, quietest, most reserved, introverted person that you would ever meet. I was timid. I didn't like to draw attention to myself. I didn't want to be noticed. And we were in the middle. But I at home, that was like at school and around people. But at home, I was just cut up. I loved playing around with my little brother and things. But I didn't know how to have the confidence to do that around other people, to show myself, my true self. And so we were taking this improv class, and she got us up in a group and she gave us the setting, and other people are saying stuff, and I'm kind of standing there and I'm like waiting for my moment, and then you know what, just go for it. And I started going, like, just went off on this really long thing, and I just felt so like, I did that.
Yeah.
I did that.
Yeah.
It was so much fun. And it has stayed with me my entire life.
It's so great.
And I mean, I'm here today because I did that then.
That's awesome.
And so if you're on the fence about trying it, do it. Do it.
Oh, yeah.
You regret 100% of the chances that you don't take.
Yes. Wayne Gretzky, thank you.
Oh, thank you for knowing that reference.
You're welcome.
Oh, I get it now.
Sports, sports ball puck.
So, I mean, as you can see, if you sign up for improv, you're going to have a lot of fun. You're going to develop some be warned, you will develop confidence, have fun, and make friends. So if you're not looking for any of that, not
Sorry
interested,
about it.
just take a pass on this one.
Yeah.
But if that's something interesting to you, then sign up. Come sign up for improv. Have fun with Britt. I always have fun with Britt.
Yeah.
Britt's a lot of fun.
Yes, you took mine.
I took one of Britt's classes. It was not one of the improv
Oh, it
classes.
wasn't improv,
It
it
was
was
one of the
acting.
acting
Yeah, it was the
classes.
acting
Yes,
classes,
but
yes.
she is superb and wonderful.
So Robyn,
Next human.
Yeah.
Next person.
So Robyn, you'll be working with our littles this fall in our grades K through 4 for Step on Stage. And you do have experience. So you said you were a former educator.
So yes, I'm a former educator, and I have worked with pretty much all ages from 4 to 10 extensively. So in a teaching capacity in public school systems. Down in Florida. I also do have a degree in theater. That was my focus in college. And then, I graduated. I kind of just fell into teaching, and theater was kind of on the back burner. And when I moved here to Winston last year, I was just immediately blown away by the wonderful theater community and culture here.
Oh, so much.
Yeah. And I knew it was something I just wanted to dive into, and I had been away from it for so long. So just the entire little theater community has been, incredible in that sense. So I'm really excited to be able to contribute to it for our littlest ones. Like we said, it's so very much ingrained in them and the way that they play. But kind of what you were saying, our stories sound very similar. I was the very same way. I was very reserved, very shy. I would stand up in front of the class and have to do a speech, and I would cry and sit down and take the failing grade because I didn't want to be in front of anyone. Yeah. And I would go to all the plays at the drama, and I would sit there in the audience and I would like cry at curtain calls, not knowing anyone, not because I was like, that looks like just an amazing sense of community. And when I got to my senior year, I was like you said, better do it now. And got to my senior year of high school and found that community. And the reason I mentioned that was because I had a student, when I was teaching in Florida, I ran a drama club. And I had one little girl, her mom was actually a teacher at the school. And she was in first grade at that point. And she signed her up and she said, she is so in her shell. And I just want so much to get her out of her shell, but I don't know what to do. And I'm going to have her try drama club, but it might not be her thing. And we said, bring her in. We'll see what happens. And she ended up staying with me for 3 years in that program. And she shone on that stage. But she was still, of course, as reserved, quiet, off stage. I could still sometimes barely get her to talk to me. She would just kind of not, but you put her on stage. She was the first one to have her, lines memorized. So I think coming from that position as a more introverted child, and just finding that niche that works for you can be such a wonderful thing. And, I'd love to be able to bring that to lots of other children.
Oh, I'm going to cry.
Yeah.
It's getting me emotional.
I'm dehydrated. Yeah.
No tears left.
Crying inside. Like my skeleton's one of those like waterfalls you see in a spa where it's like down the bones.
Well, Rob, I could be here all day cracking up.
This is why she teaches improv.
Yes.
Yes. So we're really excited to have you join us for the first time. I can't wait to get started. This has been a fun podcast recording. I'm just saying, guys. I hope you guys, Eden and Shelly, are having fun. Kind of been sitting here doing our own thing for a minute. But Shelly, excuse me, Eden, tell us a little bit about some of the shows that you've done or the different characters that you played.
The most recent was in Anything Goes. I played Irma.
Yes, I loved your Irma so much.
Yeah, that was really fun, and that was my favorite so far. I was also in Stinky Cheese Man, Crucifixion of Romeo and Juliet, and Wind in the Willows. And I've done a bunch of the other classes and stuff when I was younger in elementary school.
Yeah, so unfortunately, our director for Murder on the 518 was not able to be here today, but you've worked with Anna LaVenture before.
Yes.
She directed The Crucifixion.
She did Wind in the Willows.
Wind of the Willows. That's right. She did direct that. She also directed Brothers Grimm Spectaculathon, but I don't know if you were a part of that one.
No, I wasn't in that one.
But Wind of the Willows was a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. So are you excited to work with her again?
I am, yeah. She was really fun to work with.
Yeah. We have quite a few regulars coming back. We have some new people that are coming up for this show. Anything in particular that you're looking forward to about this show?
The past two plays were both really kind of out there. They were both kind of...
They're like those kind of farces where chaos is ongoing, yes.
Yeah. So I feel like this one's going to be a lot different from those. It's going to be a mystery instead of a comedy.
Well, it's kind of like a melodrama. There's some comedy, there's some drama, there's a little bit of everything. Mm-hmm. It's a good full story versus I know we've done a lot of shows in the fall where it's a bunch of stories put together in one. And I don't think we did that on purpose. We just kind of realized, okay, we've got a theme that's been going here. We got the Stinky Cheese Man. That was a lot of stories. We had the Crucifixion of Romeo and Juliet. That wasn't a lot of stories, but a lot of chaos. And then we had the Brother Grimm Spectaculathon, was again a lot of stories. So it's nice that you'll get like one full story and from beginning to end and get to really like dive in. The mysteries are always fun too.
Yeah.
And I love a good melodrama. I was a very melodramatic kid growing up. Like I said, at home.
Speaks to your soul.
And it was until I got to theater, I'm like, finally, somewhere I can release all this energy.
And it seems normal.
That's the key. I don't feel so weird here. I am weird, but I don't feel so weird
Yes.
here.
We're all mad here.
Yes. Yeah.
But Eden, you've done more than just be a part of our shows. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I was able to work backstage as running crew for Oklahoma in June. And so that was a great experience to be able to see just like the other part of putting on a show.
And Shelly, you helped her out during that time, so you volunteered backstage too.
Yes, when she signed up, I immediately got an email from Little Theater just saying, you need to be 14 to do this, and she wasn't quite that age yet. And so I signed up to do it with her. And I'll tell you what, it was wonderful. I love Oklahoma anyway. It was just one of my favorite musicals, so getting to see it 14 or 15 times and getting to do it with her. Plus, some of her friends were serving backstage also.
Yeah.
So she got to spend some time with her theater friends. It was amazing. And it was so important because we did just a few small things, but those things were integral for the whole play every single night. And everyone had those things they were doing. And it was an incredible team. And I loved that we did that for most of June. It was really fun.
We were talking in our previous episode, actually, about what it's like to when you're an actor and you do another job like the running crew and stuff like that, and the kind of perspective it gives you. Did you find anything particularly challenging about it, Eden, or
Not in particular. I don't know.
I feel like it gives kind of like a newfound respect for the people who are like helping move the scenes along when you are on stage. Because as an actor, you're in the zone. Like you're focused on being the character and hitting your mark and being on stage when you need to be on stage. So you're not always going, that person's moving that. Thank you for doing that. You're just like character. And so it's a different side to theater.
Yeah, it was definitely really cool to be able to see that stuff.
See how it works and things like that.
Well, we've been able to attend a lot of the little theater plays and musicals, but also we've been to a lot of just Broadway musicals, and it's again, a different perspective. It's not just the actors on stage. There are sometimes hundreds of people behind the scenes doing the lights, everything, the music, the sound, to make it be the spectacular event that it was. And one thing I told Eden that I loved was when we got there was so much work that had already been done, right, for this musical. They've been doing it for 3 months or 4 months, practicing and rehearsing, the dancing, the choreography. And we just got to see it at the perfection. But it wasn't perfect because every day it got better. It was still the same lines, still the same songs, still the same choreography, but they learned based upon the audience's reactions every night how to just get a little bit more out of it, how to do a certain inflection. And it was just I loved seeing it. My husband kept asking if I was tired of watching it yet, and I'm like, nope. I could watch it over and over again. It was incredible, and I love seeing people using those gifts to entertain and bring arts to our community.
I want to know just what it's like for you as a theater mom, like what your experience is and what that means, and why other parents should support their kids doing this.
Yeah, when I grew up, it wasn't like there was a lot of theater classes. It was in the 70s and 80s, and they didn't have a lot. I mean, I grew up in Dallas, but I was thankful to go to a really good private school, and our chorus did theater too, and so it was kind of a mix together, and that's where I got to do some of the shows, and I had that bug in me early on just for musicals, not to perform as much because I didn't have that opportunity, but to be able to watch it and appreciate it. So when she was young, her and her dad got the opportunity to be in a play with Little Theater way back in the day. What was it? Christmas Carol. Oh. And her dad was Bob Cratchit and she was Tiny Tim.
Oh,
and they got to,
yes.
I've always wanted to be Tiny Tim.
and they got to see, it was the one that had to do it with Abra, the Moravians. So they got to sing together, and so they did that all December, and it was just a beautiful. That was just my husband loves to act also. Doesn't get to do it much, but he loves to. And I think that was her first taste of getting to be around real adult actors and to see the production. And then after that, we just started continuing to go to camps and different clubs and different classes. And what I saw in her, I mean, she's an incredible kid. All of our kids are incredible kids, but there was something that came out of her around theater and a confidence. And it was easy for her to memorize lines. It was easier for her to memorize songs. Tap dance for Anything Goes was her favorite thing in the world. And she still taps everywhere she goes. She taps. And so what I saw in her is one, she loves all of her friends, but being with these people that speak a certain language, the theater language, was different than when she was with friends in this community or that community. And I love it when she's just ready to sign up for the next one. She wants to watch the YouTube version that someone else has already done, so she's prepared. She knows what she wants to try out for, and I love that confidence in her. And it's been a joy so far seeing her get to perform in all these ways. And I'm thankful Little Theater offers so much in classes and camps and in these productions, because we know what to expect, and it's neat to plan our year based upon your schedule.
Working with our youth actors is probably my favorite part of my job. It's so rewarding, and seeing where they start out and how they grow, and the confidence that shines out of them, and having youth actors come up and tell me things like, oh, Jessica, guess what? Like, I had to give a presentation in class today, and they didn't even give me a microphone. And I'm just like, I'm so proud of you, baby. You did such a good job. And no, it really does. It makes me so happy that, like, not only are they building confidence and making friends, but it's translating into other areas of their life. And, I mean, I haven't checked her grades. I'm not her actual parent, even though I've adopted a lot of them. But I'm sure that, like, this can help improve grades. Like, just having that kind of confidence to give presentations. It's something that you wouldn't think that would be that big of a deal, but every little thing helps. Have you found, Eden, that the things you've done in theater has kind of translated into any other areas?
I think I've definitely gotten better at just talking in general and stuff. Like improv skills in everyday life, everyday conversations, and in school, like giving presentations and reading papers, stuff like that. Theater's definitely helped me get better at that.
Yeah, because like when you learn to read scripts and project and stuff on stage, and I know they'll do readings in class, it's not that big of a deal when it's your turn to read. You're like, yeah, I can read this. Mm-hmm. And you don't realize. I mean, we've all had those moments where we have sat in class and they're going about and everyone's taking a turn reading. You're like, oh God, it's on my turn. Let me see if I can go and find my paragraph so I can read it first before I mess up when they get there. And you don't think about how just having that little bit of confidence, knowing that you've done this, you read scripts, you've projected, you've been in front of a bunch of people, that you can do that little thing. Like having confidence in acting can also help have confidence as a student as well. And I'm a full supporter of theater. I'm just, give me the T-shirt, give me the hat. I'm gonna go around. I'm big fan.
Sorry.
No, I am awkward.
I was like, what about pants? You got pants?
I don't have a particular theater pants.
No, all right.
Yet. I'm on the lookout
pants.
for theater pants.
Just make sure you wear pants. That's my point. That's my point. All right.
Your students are gonna have a lot of fun in improv.
Sorry.
A lot of fun.
Yeah.
So sign up before it fills up, guys. Oh, well, this has been so lovely. I have enjoyed chatting with you guys so much. Is there any last things that you would like to say about the classes? Anything that we didn't mention? Sign-ups. Which one starts first? Yours starts.
Mine starts September 1st.
Second.
Number of the day number. It's on the Thursday, a Thursday. So you pick whichever one.
You start on
Public.
September 4th.
I knew it. That's
right?
what the it was Swedish for fourth. Firth.
All right, I'm going to give you the dates
September
right now. So pay attention. It's Murder on the Orient Express starts on, not Orient Express, excuse me. Murder on the 518.
There's just all the murder.
Blooper. Bloop. On September 3rd, and that will have rehearsals on Wednesdays and Fridays with performances in October. And then we are going to have Improv 101 that starts on September 4th. And our Step on Stage class for our little actors, grades K through 4, is going to start on Saturday, September 6th. So go to our website, ltofws.org, and check out our classes. If you have any questions, feel free to give us a call at our box office. Give us an email. We're happy to talk with you about anything you have to talk about. Thank you all for being here. That is it for today's bonus episode. I appreciate all your time. A big thank you to Britt, Robyn, Eden, and Shelly. I appreciate you sharing your stories and giving us a behind-the-scenes look at the energy and excitement, fun energy and excitement of our fall youth programming.
Yeah.
And not just youth. So, and the improv is for adults 18 plus.
Yes.
So it is mostly youth programming, but we offer classes for adults as well, for the kids and kids at heart. So if you loved this episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave us a review, and share this podcast. It really helps others discover our theater community. You'll find us on all major streaming platforms, and don't forget to check out ltofws.org for details about classes, productions, and more. So stay tuned for our next episode as we give you a behind-the-scenes look at Moriarty, our thrilling opener of our 91st season. Until then, I'm Jessica Perry. Thank you for listening, and a special thanks to our media sponsor, Such and Such Media, for helping us to share these stories. And as always, we'll see you at the theater. The views and opinions of this podcast are those of the contributor and not necessarily those of our distributors and hosting company. This podcast is copyrighted. Use of this podcast without express permission may result in alien blood-sucking plants taking over the world. You have been warned.